Social and cultural impacts of Australia's gold rush, beginning from the 1850s. As the news of the availability of gold spread amongst different nations and different people, a wave of people flood into the country of Australia in search of gold. It was a form of treasure hunt for them. These diggers or these miners were usually from different countries, nations, different communities, and as such, different social backgrounds also, which meant that in this particular era, in their respective nations, these people suffered through discrimination, inequality, or injustice in terms of social manner, usually at the hands of the higher, or the upper class of people. In these gold mining areas, however, it was very clear that everybody was equal, which meant that those people who were earlier suffering were now free from the discrimination of social structure. We know that the diggers in Victoria later in the years swore allegiance to the Southern Cross, Victoria's state flag. This happened because over a period of time, the tedious working hours and the uncomfortable shelter conditions, not such proper food, stirred feelings of harmony and unity amongst these people living in the gold mines or the gold fields. The influence of Chinese, Irish, American, German, Polish, Hungarians, British, all of them gave a very colorful cosmopolitan feel to the goldfield towns. As much as there was a negative aspect of mining and digging on the Aboriginal community because their spiritual land was being used and dug up excessively at the same time, it gave the Aborigines a very equal opportunity to earn, grow, and develop. They knew hunting, mining, digging, and they knew the land, their native land, which was being used for the digging. The goldfields comprised of people from different races, which means different religions and beliefs, especially the Chinese. This meant that the Chinese and some other races faced racism and prejudice, making it hard for them to live and survive easily due to their living habits, working habits, their food, their clothing, physical appearance in general. However, sooner or later, hurdles and hardships were overcome, differences were resolved. Sooner or later, people did start living together. Many of these immigrants did not go back after the gold rush ended. They stayed in Australia, they made Australia their home. Then the generations were passed on, Australia changed, the government changed, the people changed. The differences were resolved and secularism took place. Immigrants who stayed in Australia are what today form Australia's multicultural secular society, which comprises of clothing, food, music, and lifestyles from almost all parts of the world.